This is one of the largest political bombshells in American history. We now have officially confirmed that Andrew Cuomo is being charged. He's being charged for the crime of unwanted touching of a former aide, according to source. You all remember Andrew Cuomo, the disgraced governor of New York here, seen wandering the streets while still governor. That pin has now been ripped off his chest. Andrew Cuomo may go to jail. That is what we know right now. This is leaked information. This wasn't supposed to be reported out. This has been leaked by a court system employee to reporters in Albany, New York, where Andrew Cuomo used to reside inside of the governor's mansion. Andrew Cuomo was inside of the governor's mansion and was seen as a strong Democrat ally. Andrew Cuomo spoke at the DNC convention. Andrew Cuomo fundraised for Joe Biden. Andrew Cuomo was called a great guy and an ally by Joe Biden. Joe Biden suggested Andrew Cuomo should run for president. Joe Biden was a friend of Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo was one of the harshest critics of Donald Trump and attacked Donald Trump with regularity for his own mismanagement of his state during COVID. This man was a monster, locking up COVID positive patients inside of nursing homes. These are people that we now know major vectors for the virus spread inside of New York. It's monstrous, and we know that he covered up those deaths. That is not what he is being criminally charged for. However, although I personally believe he should be charged for that as well. The governor now of New York, after Andrew Cuomo's resigning in disgrace, he resigned in disgrace after a barrage of allegations against him. Too long to note here. Too long to list all of them on this live, but they are all allegations of extreme creepiness, of unwanted physical touching, of all manner of sex pest activity, indeed being a pest to his staff, being deeply inappropriate and unwanted, and these are well cataloged instances. These are state troopers. These are members of the governor's own staff. These are presumably Democrats. These people, this isn't a partisan witch hunt, although it wouldn't make it any better or worse. This is just purely what it is. It is Andrew Cuomo being a monster. Their entire family are monsters. His brother is a host on CNN. His name is Chris Cuomo, and this guy is such a complete jackass. He defended and even worked with his brother in order to attack some of his victims. Well, now it looks like the justice system may have the last laugh, as his brother will presumably be going to jail for this. If convicted, Andrew Cuomo is facing jail time, up to 3 years of prison. That is what they are facing now in the Cuomo family. What a fall, what a disgusting, disgraceful fall from grace. Andrew Cuomo's father was the governor of New York for many, many years. And so here we have a situation where the tables have turned. It gets very depressing, quite frankly, to look at the justice system in this country right now. It is a disgrace. But now in moments like this, it seems to be working, if only fleetingly. Let's read the article from the New York Post, who has been #1 on this story. The New York Post is a fantastic publication, and they unequivocally have been #1 when it comes to this reporting, so I choose them to read to. However, this is international news. This is in the New York Times, Fox News, all across the country. Andrew Cuomo charged over alleged groping a former aide, source. Disgraced ex-governor Andrew Cuomo was charged Thursday with the groping of a former aide in Albany's executive mansion. The crime would force him to register as a sex offender if convicted. A misdemeanor criminal complaint filed in Albany court alleges that Cuomo, who is 63 years old, did intentionally and for no legitimate purposes forcibly place a hand on the victim, so on and so forth. It's a little intimate there. I'm going to avoid some of those parts. If you want to hear the grotesque nature of what Andrew Cuomo did, go ahead and read for yourself. I know that we could have some children watching here, and so I won't read all of the details. Really sickening. The incident took place while he was governor on the afternoon of December 7th, and second floor of the Albany Executive Mansion. This is what these monsters always do, whether it be Bill Clinton, Jeffrey Epstein, or this guy. They always use their power in order to get what they want. They always use their power and abuse their power, and this is what he's doing right now. The alleged victim's name was redacted from the complaint. Allegations are made by Cuomo aide Brittany Comizio, 33. The complaint charges Cuomo with forcible touching and carries with it a maximum sentence of 1 year in jail with probation and to be registered as a sex offender. So here we have the photos here of Andrew Cuomo. Brittany Comizio alleges that Cuomo did this unwanted touching. This is the two of them right there on screen. You can see. It's unclear whether the governor will be arrested, booked, and arraigned, but a source briefed on the matter told the Post that the arrest would likely take place next week, so get ready for that. Andrew Cuomo will be arrested next week, according to sources inside of the law enforcement agencies in New York. If convicted and charged, Cuomo would register as a sex offender. A judge would decide on his likely risk of committing another crime. If he were deemed to pose a moderate or high risk to the community, his photograph, name, and address, and other information will be posted online, telling you all about him. What a monster. What an absolute fall from grace, and what a deserving fate for someone who actually did commit crimes here. Remember how much they did to Kavanaugh with zero evidence? You remember what they did to Brett Kavanaugh when he was trying to be on the Supreme Court? Yeah, with zero evidence. Well, this man actually deserves this, and I hope he gets the book thrown at him, and I hope his brother gets fired from CNN, because his brother was on CNN slandering these victims and helping his brother out in real time try and weather this storm. From Fox News. This was broadcast. I want you guys to see how Fox is covering this.
This is a Fox News alert. Disgraced former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has been charged with a sex crime. According to the complaint, the incident took place last December and says Cuomo forcibly touched an intimate body part under a woman's shirt, but did not name the victim. It comes just 2 months after Cuomo resigned in disgrace, when 11 women came forward to accuse him of sexual misconduct. And the New York Post reporting it's expected that Cuomo will be arrested next week. So, Geraldo, this is a misdemeanor charge, forcible touching. Tell us what you know.
Well, let me read quickly the statute. A person is guilty of forcible touching when such person intentionally and for no legitimate purpose forcefully touches the sexual or other intimate parts of another person for the purpose of degrading or abusing such person, or for the purpose of gratifying the actor's sexual desire. A misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in prison. More importantly, he would have to register as a sex offender. What he purportedly did, remember the state trooper, the female state trooper? He put his hand allegedly under her blouse and touched her belly. So, you know, I don't know if there were any witnesses. I think it's a he said, she said. But in the climate of today, when she says, people believe. And so I think that he's screwed, if I can misuse a verb there.
Katie Pavlich, your thoughts?
Well, it's not just a he said, she said at this point, because they clearly believe they have enough proof to take it to a court of law. So that's a little bit different than having this argument and debate in the media versus him actually being charged for a crime he will have to register as a sex offender. I'm wondering if his brother, Chris Cuomo, who helped develop these statements, who actually was editing and approving statements going after these women on official government time for New York, he would write something or approve something that then showed up on the New York governor's website, published as a press release, what he has to say about this now that it's reached criminal charges. So whether this will go through, he's supposed to appear in court next week, whether he will plead guilty or not is still a question. But we've certainly moved from just allegations and reports from the Attorney General of these types of things taking place into the arena of prosecutors obviously believe that they have enough to prove this or they wouldn't take it to a court of law.
So very, very bad news there for the Cuomo family. It's hard to see how Chris Cuomo gets out of this with his CNN job. As this boils back up, you will start to see exactly how this corrupt family used CNN as a messaging operation, as a PR wing for their family, how CNN went out of their way to disgracefully attack these women, these victims of his monstrous brother. CNN loved the fact that CNN is headquartered in New York, and so they were sucking up to the governor while this monster was going around and making victims of a dozen that we know of state employees. We have covered on this channel so very much this this entire saga. We've tried to do so with respect to the victims, and we've tried to do so in a family-friendly way. But quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, these people are not family-friendly. It's important that you see what monsters they are. It's important that we get a chance to speak with you directly. Please, if you want to get more direct news from us, we are launching our email this week. Please sign up for our email list. The link is right here in the description. It truly is wonderful to see the justice system working. If only this one instance, we pray for the victims, we pray for their families. This shouldn't happen to anyone. This is monstrous behavior. Again, we want these people to go to prison. This has nothing to do with politics. This has everything to do with common human decency. And we're going to hope for justice for the Cuomo family. God bless all of you. God bless all of you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free. And it keeps us going, it keeps us growing, it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.